Section 1 of Essays, Book 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Martin Geeson. Essays, Book 1, by Michel de Montaigne. Translated by Charles Cotton. That men by various ways arrive at the same end. The most usual way of appeasing the indignation of such as we have any way offended, when we see them in possession of the power of revenge, and find that we absolutely lie at their mercy, is by submission to move them to commiseration and pity. And yet bravery, constancy, and resolution, however quite contrary means, have sometimes served to produce the same effect. Edward, Prince of Wales, Edward the Black Prince, the same who so long governed our Guyenne, a personage whose condition and fortune have in them a great deal of the most notable and most considerable parts of grandeur, having been highly incensed by the Limousins, and taking their city by assault, was not, either by the cries of the people, or the prayers and tears of the women and children, abandoned to slaughter and prostrate at his feet for mercy, to be stayed from prosecuting his revenge, till, penetrating further into the town, he at last took notice of 3 French gentlemen, who with incredible bravery alone sustained the power of his victorious army. Then it was that consideration and respect unto so remarkable a valour first stopped the torrent of his fury, and that his clemency, beginning with these 3 cavaliers, was afterwards extended to all the remaining inhabitants of the city. Scanderbeg, Prince of Epirus, pursuing one of his soldiers with purpose to kill him, the soldier, having in vain tried by all the ways of humility and supplication to appease him, resolved as his last refuge to face about and await him sword in hand; which behaviour of his gave a sudden stop to his captain's fury, who, foreseeing him assume so notable a resolution, received him into grace. An example, however, that might suffer another interpretation, with such as have not read of the prodigious force and valour of that prince. The Emperor Conrad III, having besieged Guelph, Duke of Bavaria, would not be prevailed upon, what mean and unmanly satisfactions soever were tendered to him, to condescend to milder conditions than that the ladies and gentlewomen only, who were in the town with the Duke, might go out, without violation of their honour, on foot, and with so much only as they could carry about them. Whereupon they, out of magnanimity of heart, presently contrived to carry out upon their shoulders their husbands and children, and the Duke himself, a sight at which the Emperor was so pleased, that, ravished with the generosity of the action, he wept for joy, and immediately extinguishing in his heart the mortal and capital hatred he had conceived against this Duke, he from that time forward treated him and his with all humanity. The one and the other of these 2 ways would with great facility work upon my nature, for I have a marvellous propensity to mercy and mildness, and to such a degree that I fancy of the 2 I should sooner surrender my anger to compassion than to esteem. And yet pity is reputed a vice among the Stoics.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?